I was talking to my wife, and we were talking about chickens and eagles, and I said sometimes it's difficult, because you never know who you're talking to. You don't know if you're talking to a chicken or you're talking to an eagle. I said it's difficult when you're talking to chickens. I said because we're talking to chickens and you're giving them eagle principles. Sometimes it becomes difficult because I've been in situations to where I've been talking to chickens, but I've been giving them eagle material, and and sometimes it's difficult. I said because how can you teach a chicken to become an eagle? And she stopped me. She said, you can't, because a chicken is a chicken. And you cannot teach, they cannot become, a chicken is a chicken. A chicken can't be an eagle because a chicken was made to be a chicken. And so I was like, yeah, that's that on that. And then we further in the conversation, I said, yeah, but I think you have some eagles with chicken suits on. So their life has indicated that they're a chicken, or it looks as if they're a chicken, but it's an eagle down in there. I said, and I get excited. See, the thing is, you never know, because sometimes you can be in a season of your life and you look like a chicken, or you can be in a season of your life and you look like an eagle. But what's really beneath is really what's matter, because sometimes we come to church with our eagle suit on, but beneath the eagle suit we chickens. And some of us have been in situations to where we have our chicken suit on, but beneath that chicken, there's an eagle in you, and you don't know that, and you don't know that eagle is in you, and you got to say, you know what? I've been waiting on the opportunity. I've been waiting on somebody to pull this eagle up out of me, because I've been living beneath my privileges. And so that's who I believe that God has a word for on today. Those who know that you're eagles, and those who I've been operating like a chicken, but there's something deeper in me. There's something more in me. I've been operating like a chicken. I've been sort of living like a chicken. I've been smoking chicken. I'm sorry. I've been living like a chicken. I've been sleeping with folks I ain't married to. I just been living. That ain't who God called me to be. And it come a point in your life where you got to wake up and say, well, you know what, why am I operating like a chicken? Because sometimes we operate like a chicken because it's all we've ever seen. You've been in a chicken coop. You've been flying with the chickens. You've been eating with the chickens. You've been living with the chickens. You've been lying with the chickens. You've been flying like a chicken because that's all you've seen. That's been your environment. And when that's your environment, that's all you know. So when you come up like this, you grew up like this, your sisters and brothers were chicken, your mama and daddies were chicken, your neighbors chicken, the people you ran the street with, chickens. That's all you know is chicken life. So you live your chicken life. You hadn't seen a lot of eagles or been exposed to a lot of eagles. And everybody has told you that you was a chicken. Your mama and them said you was a chicken. Your dad, they told you are a chicken. So it's hard for you to believe that you're something else when you've been told by the one that you really love, or the one who should have cultivated the eagle in you. It's hard for you to realize that you're an eagle, and there's something different about you. It's a man that lived like a chicken for years, but he was made an eagle. Before he was born, he was made an eagle. His mother couldn't have children, and then she was able to have children, and when she had children, he was in his mother's womb with his brother. And you know the story, Jacob and Esau. And Jacob, the first part of his life before he was even born, he was a heel catcher. He grabbed the hold of his brother's heel. So he was in the womb grabbing the hold of his brother's heel. And they called him, when they saw him, they called him Jacob. And Jacob's name means trickster, heel catcher, one who supplants, one who tricks, one who grabs the heel. So that was his name from birth. His mama called him that. They called his dad. They named him at birth. And so he lived out his life doing what they called him. They called him a trickster, and that's how he lived his life. He deceived his brother or tricked his brother out of the birthright. And his brother said, man, I'm getting ready to die, and, sell me. And Jacob said, sell me your birthright. See, Jacob daddy loved Esau, but Jacob mama loved Jacob. And Jacob was a mama's boy. And so when his brother came to him, he tricked him out of the birthright. And Esau despised his birthright because he was a trickster. So he operated like a chicken. He operated like a trickster. all of his teenage years, and his dad was getting ready to die. And when his dad was getting ready to die, he tricked his dad out of the blessing, because Esau was supposed to get the blessing, but Jacob came and pretended that he was Esau. When he pretended he was Esau, Jacob ended up getting the blessing. And so he blessed him with everything. You're going to be this, and everybody just going to bow down to you. You're the man that's going to be a great nation. And you are the man. And so that's how he lived his life. So the early part of his life, he was a grabber. He was a trickster. That's what he was told. And I don't know how you live the early part of your life. As a trickster, heel catcher, fornicator, adulterer, whatever it was, but maybe it really wasn't your fault. Maybe that's what you was exposed to. Maybe that's what you saw your mama and them do. Maybe that's what was given to you. And so you begin to do what you saw, or you begin to do what your environment did. So Jacob, that's what he did. Jacob moved because Esau was getting ready to kill him, so he moved with his uncle. And when he moved with his uncle, Laban, he was attracted to one of his cousins, which was not uncommon during this time. So he worked for his uncle. He told his uncle, if you allow me to be with Rachel, I'll work for Rachel. And his uncle said, I worked for her for 7 years. So he worked for her for 7 years, and when it was time to consummate the marriage, his uncle tricked him. And his uncle gave him Leah, who was not very attractive, to sleep with him during the night of the wedding. So he slept with Leah and woke up and found out this wasn't his wife. Now, he was so crazy about Rachel, but he still slept with Leah, acting like he didn't know that was, I don't know, he may not have known, but he was like, look, hey, it is what it is. He took one for the team. Look at somebody and say he took, never mind. And so after he found out that this is not the one that he worked for, he told Laban that he'll work another 7 years for Rachel. And he worked another 7 years for Rachel. And so for 14 years, he grew up as a trickster. Now he was being tricked. But God was still blessing him while he was there, because he had an encounter with God. He had an encounter with God, and God blessed him. And so he went into this situation a little different than he was in his younger years. And so for 6 years, because he was ready to leave, he was ready to get on down. And so he worked for his uncle for 6 more years. So it took him 20 years that he was working. Upright, stand up guy, doing the right thing. And everything that he touched, God blessed. God blessed Laban. God blessed Laban. He gave him double. He gave him triple. He blessed him while Jacob was there. God's hand was upon Jacob's life. Jacob would have considered Cam to be a man that was saved. Now, he wasn't completely transformed at this time, but he had an encounter with God. But God blessed this man's life, and everything that was attached to him was blessed. So after 20 years, he was getting ready to come on back, and he was getting ready to meet his brother Esau, the same man that wanted to kill him. His brother wanted to kill him. And so at this point, he felt that, well, maybe his anger has subsided now, and I'm going to meet him. And he was afraid, and so he sent a lot of gifts ahead of him to go and see Esau. And he said, man, I got to get with him. I got to see him. I'm afraid. I think that he may do something to me, because 20 years ago he wanted to kill me for tricking him out of the birthright. I'm a changed man, but he really don't know that I'm a changed man. But there's still something in me. It's still something in me, because I grew up a certain way, and so there's some stuff that's still in me. I saw certain things, so there are some things that's still in me. Even though I had an encounter with God, there are still some tendencies that I have. And I came to the altar, and I got saved, but it's still some in me. And I know ain't nothing in you, and I know you all good. And when you got saved, you had no struggles, and you never messed up. And you never, when you said the last time was the last time, for you the last time was the last time. But for some of us, the last time really wasn't the last time, because we still had some. And so what do I do? I'm getting ready to see my brother, and he sent all the things before him, and all the gifts before him, and so he was getting ready to meet him. But before he met him, he sent everybody that was in his circle to the other side of the river. and he got along with God. He got along with God, and he said, I got to get along with God. I'm because there's something about me that I'm just not satisfied with. I think that there's more. I'm okay, but I'm not okay with being okay. See, some of you may be okay with being okay, but I'm not okay with being okay. I just believe that there's something more in me. I just believe that I'm operating like a good chicken. See, first I was a bad chicken. Now I'm a good chicken. But God didn't call me to be a chicken. I don't even know the terminology with chicken and eagle, but I do understand that it's more to me than this. I've been tricking folks all of my life, and there's more to me. I had an encounter with God, but I just believe that there's something more that God got for me to do. There's something more that God want to get out of me. There's something God want to take me deeper. He want to take me to higher heights and the deeper depths in him. I just want to get close to God. I just need a little more of Jesus. I need something from him. So he sent everybody on the other side. And when he sent them on the other side, he got alone and he wrestled with God all night long until the break of day. So it's a heavenly being, and many believe that it was an angel, and he wrestled with the angel, and he wrestled with the angel to where the angel said, man, let me go, man, let me go. And Jacob said, I'm not going to let you go until you bless my soul. Mark said, I ain't going to let you go until you bless me. And he wrestled with the man all night long until the man changed his name, because the man said, look, what is your name? Or the angel said, what is your name? And he said, my name is Jacob. He said, well, you're not going to be called Jacob anymore. We're going to call you Israel, because Israel means one who wrestles with God. Your name, your character is changed. Your name is changed. Your identity is changed. You're not who you were. You had an encounter with God before you went to your uncle, and I blessed you then, but I'm getting ready to bless you now. So you was just blessed. Now you're getting ready to be blessed now. Because see, you wrestled with me. You knew that you weren't okay with being comfortable. You weren't okay with being okay. You weren't okay. You knew that it was and everybody that saw you knew that you was a man of God, because they saw the blessings of God, but you knew that something deeper was in you, that you needed God to really touch you in some places that you hadn't been touched in, and you wrestle with God, and God said, your name is changed. It should not be Jacob anymore. Your character is changed. Your identity is changed. You are not who you were. You are not what you saw. You are not what you did. You are not a heel catcher. You are not a deceptor. You are not a deceiver. You are not a trickster. You are not a liar. You are not a gambler. You are not a fornicator. You are not a thief. You are not an adulterer. You are not you are not. There's something different about you, man of God. And that's what I see in you. And that's what I want to come to the surface. Your name shall be Israel. How do we maximize? How do we maximize? First thing we do in order to maximize, we got to embrace discomfort. You want to maximize, you got to embrace discomfort. So this series, and in this moment, in this time in your life, if you really want to change, there's going to be a season of discomfort. If you're not uncomfortable, then you're probably not changing. If you're not uncomfortable, I mean, on a daily basis, you have to be uncomfortable. True change means discomfort. I'm not comfortable. I'm not because it's challenging me at my core. It's challenging how I think. It's challenging what I do. It's challenging my norm. This is what's normal to me. Now this is not normal to me anymore. It's challenging me. It's challenging how I speak. It's challenging how I think. It's challenging what I say. It's challenging what I don't say. So it's not comfortable. So my words got to be a little more seasoned now, because this not comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? I can't just pop off like I used to pop off. I can't just be impulsive like I used to be impulsive. This is an uncomfortable season. So I got to embrace discomfort and not run from discomfort, but embrace it. If true change is going to take place, true successful people don't merely tolerate discomfort, they embrace it. Seeking it out, listen, they seek it out again and again. And their comfort with discomfort is what makes them so good at change. Y'all don't church. Their comfort with discomfort. You got to become comfortable with being discomfortable. They seem to experience discomfort as a positive rather than a negative force, and they find a way to use it to motivate themselves to achieve. To understand how to change, then, we have to understand how we withstand discomfort. It is personal because discomfort always is internal. It's mental and emotional and sometimes physical. And learning it requires us to use muscles we may not even know that we have. So discomfort is inevitable. I'm in a season, an uncomfortable season. Things are going to be uncomfortable if you're going to change. Well, you normally would lie. Now you got to tell the truth. So you would have lied right there, right there, and that you would have gave them one right there. You would have just hit them with one. Forgive me, Lord. They finna get this lie right here, because I am not going, no, sir. No, I'm not finna tell him that. I already know what time that's going to be. You would have gave them one now, because if they know this, then they're going to know this, and this has been a secret. They ain't telling nobody, so I would have gave them one right there. Season of discomfort, so now I got to tell the truth or plead the fifth or do something, but I can't tell a lie. Where I normally would have said something back, this is my season to shut up. See, I would have popped off right there. I would have went off right there. Had I saw that post a week ago, I would have went off. But now I'm in my season of discomfort. I can't pop off when I see that. I can't go off when I see that. This is my season to be quiet. This is my season to smile. This is my season to be angry but to sin not. This is my season to be quiet. This is my season to zip my lip. This is my season not to say what I want to say because it's discomfortable for me. It's not comfortable for me that I say what I want to say, but that's the season that I'm in. See, I would have been lazy right there. I would have stayed in the bed right there. But it's not about me being comfortable. I got to get out of this comfortable bed. I got to wake up and get out of this warm bed when it's raining outside, when it's wet outside, when it's freezing outside. I got to get up and I got to get on my knees in the cold house, and I got to give God the first fruit of my day. I got to give him the big rocks because I'm in a season that's not comfortable. If I am going to succeed, then it's going to be uncomfortable. Some of us not succeeding because some of us not getting uncomfortable. You too comfortable. You too comfortable. You too comfortable. You still want to be lazy and not diligent. A season of forgiveness. See, it's not comfortable for some of us to forgive. Where you would have been defensive, you got to let it go. Whether you would have, how you going, no, this is my season of discomfort. I am not going to be defensive when you say, see, 3 weeks ago, I would have been defensive, but now. You would have had an answer right here. They would have said something, you would have had an answer back. I don't have any answers. I am a listener. I am seeking first to understand, then to be understood. And that is very uncomfortable for me because for 32 years, I've been the one that's being understood first, then understand later. I talk, I whoop, I fight, I cuss, then I ask questions later. But I'm not comfortable now. Now I'm going to listen, I'm going to learn, I'm going to be in tune, I'm going to embrace, and then I'll say what I need to say. If I need to say something, I got to be uncomfortable. It's my uncomfortable season where I used to just walk past people. I can't just walk past people anymore because I want to maximize what God has given me. Now I can't. It's not that I can't be an introvert because that's my personality, but I can't walk past people that I need to walk. That I don't need to walk past because I'm trying to really allow God to use all of me. And so I got to stop playing these little games, and I got to embrace people, and I act like I don't see people and be a part of their lives. And maybe that's why I hadn't been getting promoted. Maybe that's why they don't like me. Maybe I've been blaming and pointing the finger at them, but maybe it's not been them. It's been me. And so it's very comfortable for me not to say anything to you. But I'm in my discomfortable season, so I'm going to say something to you even when I don't want to say nothing to you. It's my season. This my This is my season. So it's those days, and you gotta celebrate those days. Like, God, I thank you, God, because I had a conversation that I didn't want to have, God. I bless your holy name, God. God, I did something that I didn't want to do, God. God, I called folks that I didn't want to call. I responded when I didn't want to respond, because it's not about my comfort level. It's about me being discomfortable in this season, and I thank God for that, God. I got to have some uncomfortable conversations. It's so easy for me not to have this conversation, but I got to talk about some things that I really don't want to talk about. But I'm in this season of doing that. I can't be afraid. I got to talk about it. I got to deal with it. I can't be afraid of discomfort. I got to get out of my comfort zone. Look at somebody and say, get out of your comfort zone. One article said, the quality of your success is proportionate to the amount of pain and work you can tolerate. In whatever area you aim to succeed, success will not penetrate it if you avoid pain and failure. The only way to succeed is if the pain of doing something is less than the pain of doing nothing. Let me say that again. The only way that you will succeed is if the pain of doing something is less than the pain of doing nothing. Man, I gotta do something. Because doing nothing is not going to get me anywhere. Look at somebody and say, I'm an eagle. Been told that you was a chicken for all of these years, and now you're realizing that you're an eagle. So I got to embrace discomfort. Number 2, I got to create momentum. Now, this is the one I can stay on all day. I can stay on a couple of them all day, but I'm going to keep it moving. We can create momentum. Momentum is the force to movement. Achieving momentum starts with creating forward progress. Getting started is the most difficult part. Listen, getting started is the most difficult part of momentum. It's like a particular law. An object in motion tends to stay in motion, and an object at rest tends to stay at rest. Momentum is what happens when you get moving. So in order for something to happen, in order for me to get momentum, I got to get moving. It was talking about the Olympics, and it said the most important part about when you're coming out the block is when you start. You got to start good. When you don't start good, then the rest of the race, you could be in trouble. So you got to start strong. You got to come have a good start. And so I got to have momentum. I got to start. I'm asking God to do something, but I hadn't started anything. And so I can't get any traction if I hadn't started. Momentum starts with, here we go, Eagles. Momentum starts with the leader. If there's no momentum, that's a leadership issue. Momentum starts with the leader. I can't expect you to create momentum. I have to create momentum. Then moves outward and impacts the entire team. It starts with the leader. In your home, at your work, with your team, with the church, with what you lead, it starts with you. There's no such thing, man. Them folks, they just won't come to practice. They just won't show up. They just won't. No. That is not them. That is you. You're the reason that they're not showing up. You're the reason that they're not coming. I know that's chickens thing. Now, how am I going to make somebody come? You can't make nobody come. But eagles understand that I know I can't make them come, but I can influence them to come. Eagles understand that chickens say, yeah, you can take a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink it. But eagles say, I can take them to the water. I know I can't make them drink it, but I can make that joker thirsty in the mug, though. That's how eagle think. Oh, you finna get thirsty. Look at this. I'm drinking. You got to get dirty. You got to get down and start drinking the water yourself. Come on, horse. Don't you want to drink this water? Oh, the water is so good. Make them thirsty. Do something innovative. Do something creative. Make them want to drink the water. That's what a leader does when he want to create more. And we're going to run circles around the joker who say, man, man. And then they're going to be in awe. How you get them to do that? Because I was innovative, because I was creative, and I was sick and tired of nothing happening, and we was immobile. I would not live the rest of my life being immobile. I done told you before, and I'm going to tell you again, I'm a thermostat, so I make something happen. That's what an eagle does. An eagle makes something happen. Whew. You are responsible for the momentum of your team. You can't place the responsibility on anyone else. You need to be motivated yourself before you can motivate others. Look at somebody and say, you the problem. You tell me some they not motivated. No, you're not motivated. You can't motivate them if you're not motivated. I ain't gonna be this side. This a cuss word for somebody. Develop a vision for where you want to keep. Develop a vision for where you want to go and keep that vision out front. This is where we want to go. This is out front to you. This is what we want to do. This is where we want to go. In my house, this is where we want to go. On the job, this is where we want to go. In the ministry, this is where we want to go. This is where we want to go. As you continue to move through the process, your motivation will increase, and you will result in the rest of your team being motivated. It will result in the rest of your team being motivated. Momentum. Sometimes, listen, we took so many losses. Some of you took so many losses in your life that you really don't have. You don't have any energy. You took so many L's. A lot have happened to you. Some things have been out of your control, but you're feeling like, man, I can't win for losing. I'm losing over here, I'm losing over there. And it's like, that's just a part of who I am. And I don't know. Maybe it's a curse. I don't know. I don't want to call it that, but it just seemed like maybe I wasn't supposed to win. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, let's just sit and call this thing what it is. Maybe they supposed to win. If we all winning, then who lose? Somebody got to lose. So maybe this is just not for me, because it's like whenever I get started, whenever I do this, my stuff never just really pop. Let me go back to when I was a child. I was on the losing teams. I went to the losing school. I came from the losing situation. My friends had better than me. This happened to me. That didn't happen to them. This happened. And so it's just, maybe this is just my story. I can't read as good as they read. I can't speak as good as they speak. I was always like, whatever you define success, I was never number one. You know what I'm saying? If you're very smart, maybe you was the salutatorian. You never was the valedictorian, or you was fourth in your class. It was just, you never was that person. You never was the key person. You never was the senior leader. Maybe it's just not for you. Maybe you just need to just settle for your plight in life, and this is your lot that God has given you in life, and so you have no momentum. So you go into situations, you go into marriage with no momentum. You feel like a loser. You've been taking L's. And when a team is not winning, a good coach understands that we need a play markers. And sometimes in order to get momentum, you need a slam dunk. We need a dunk. We need to do something. We need an interception. We need a hard hit. We need a timeout. We need to light a fire in them. Somebody need to make a play. Somebody need to do something different so that there can be a momentum swing. We got to get this thing going the other way, Bo D, because they've been getting first down after first down after first down. Somebody got to make a play out of nowhere, and we got to turn this thing around. When we make that play, we got to celebrate, and we got to get moving, and we got to score, and we got to celebrate, and we got to keep it moving so the momentum can turn around, because we've been losing for too long. See, there's I don't want to move too fast, but I'm not, because y'all going to enjoy this right here. But momentum listen, John Maxwell said, momentum, it takes a leader to create momentum. Listen, followers catch it. And managers are able to continue it once it has begun. So leaders create it, followers catch it, and managers are able to continue it once it has begun. But creating it requires someone who can motivate others, not who needs to be motivated. It makes a huge difference in organizations. When you have no momentum, even the simplest tasks can seem to be insurmountable problems. But when you have momentum on your side, the future looks bright. Obstacles appear small, and trouble seems temporary. The 4 truths about momentum. Momentum makes leaders look better than they are. When you got momentum, it makes you look better than what you really are. Momentum helps followers perform better than they are. Momentum is easier to steer than to start. So it's difficult to get it, but once you get it, it's easier to steer it. You can have a train that's going hundreds of miles of hour, and it's rolling, and it'll go through a brick wall because it's hard to stop a moving train. But you can have that same train with a small rock sitting in front of the train, and that train could not even move. The same train, because it was moving, it had momentum, it was going forward, to where the same train that could go through a brick wall could not even penetrate that little small rock. So it's difficult for me to get this thing started. It's difficult for me to get it in motion. Because some of us, we've been living like this. Man, and we haven't been saying anything to anybody, but that's just been in the back of our mind and our subconscious. Man, I just take L's. We won't share that, Fro, but it's just maybe for real. Man, these dudes make it look crazy, but maybe I'm just supposed to, you know what I'm saying? You know, maybe this just my, you know, I don't know. Because it's just like, you know, when I really think about it, every phase of my life. Maybe there's some stuff my mama and them handed down to me. Maybe some stuff, you know, I mean, because I don't know, when I really look at it, wait a minute, hold on. They ain't really have none either. And so now, well, I don't know who I think I am. Why I think I'm supposed to make it. So I really don't have momentum. I get in the fight. Maybe I'm the one that he was talking about earlier, and I got my eagle suit on, but maybe beneath all of this eagle that y'all see is really a chicken. And maybe I'm just a good chicken. Look at somebody and say, momentum. I need a play. I need a play. I need to do something. I got to create momentum in my life. And when I create the momentum in my life, I got to do a good job of steering the momentum that I created. I got to do a good job of keeping the momentum going. That's why it's important, Bree, to I cleaned up, I did this, I did that, I did that. Now I'm celebrating what I've done. Now I'm celebrating. Now I did, now I'm celebrating. And all of a sudden, you can have a team that was losing that start winning, and it's almost impossible to beat that team, a team that you're better than. They get excited, they get energy, and the only thing different is that now they believe that they can beat you. And you'll find yourself on the losing end if you're not careful. So you be the team that's, I got to turn this thing around. See, some of us need momentum in our marriage. You just need to think, I needed to turn the other way so we can get momentum. And when you get that win, you celebrate that win. And you keep moving. And you get another win and you celebrate it. And once you keep on winning, it'll be hard to stop a marriage that's moving, a marriage that has momentum when you're moving in the right direction. But some of us are married and we have negative momentum. Anything you say, see, there you go. There you go. And we're going the wrong way. Somebody got to step up. Somebody got to kiss. Somebody got to write a letter. Somebody got to send a text message. Somebody got to stop the madness. Somebody got to say, the devil is a lie. He will not have my home. That's going to be a momentum shift so we can get this thing moving in the right way so we can be everything that God has called us to be. I refuse to sit on the bench and do nothing and go the wrong way, and my kids be affected and my marriage is affected. And all this is affected because I'm just sitting on the bench. I refuse to do it. I need a slam dunk. God, give me what to do. Give me what to say so I can turn this thing around in my situation. Hallelujah. Number 3, you got to determine the culture. Oh, my God. Culture is the character and personality of your organization. My God. The beliefs, ideologies, principles, and values of an organization forms this culture. The culture of the workplace controls the way employees behave against themselves, as well as the people outside the organization. The culture decides the way employees interact at the workplace. Culture, some call the law of attraction, meaning you attract who you are. In your home, what's your culture? What's the climate in your home? What's the culture at your church? What's the culture at your business? What's the culture on your team? Your department is a reflection of you. Your kids are a reflection of you, of your home. What is the culture? There's a difference, Derek Pointer, between the New England Patriots culture and the Cleveland Browns culture. There's a difference. There's a difference between Bill Belichick and whoever I don't even know his name, the Cleveland Browns coach. The Cleveland Browns coach, when you play for Cleveland, that's an automatic L. You know what I'm saying? When you play for New England, that's an automatic dub. New England, we was talking about this earlier this week. New England could be having a bad season. It doesn't even matter that they're having a bad season because that's just a moment. And a moment is a very brief period of time. Some way, somehow, they just believe that at the end of the day, they're going to be in the hunt. They just believe that at the end of the day, they're going to be in the Super Bowl. They just believe at the end of the day, they're going to win the Super Bowl. So it doesn't even matter if they losing, they still winning. They like Denzel Washington training day. When Denzel Washington was getting shot all them time, he's smoking a cigarette. I'm winning anyway. I don't care about you shooting me. I'm winning anyway. I don't care about the scoreboard. I'm winning anyway. In other words, they saying this, all I know is we going to win. I don't care how this thing looking because I'm a winner. All I know is we going to win. Eventually, this thing going to turn around. I know how it's looking right now. I know what it seems like right now. I know I'm broke right now. I know I don't have it right now. But it does not matter about my right now because I'm going to win. Eventually, I shall win because I am a winner. That's the culture. Everybody can't play for New England. James Harrison, who played for Pittsburgh, who won a Super Bowl in 2006, who played for a tough coach named Bill Cowher, said that, man, listen, Bill Cowher was probably, in other words, one of the toughest coaches I done played for. But last year, he played a half a season with New England Patriots, and he said, man, when I got over here, the culture is so different. It's no nonsense. It's no, what the coaches, the work that the coaches have to put in to prepare for the game is unlike anything other. And you got some people who came from Philadelphia and went to New England, and this was their mentality. I'd rather win one Super Bowl and have fun than to win 5 Super Bowls and not have fun. It ain't even no fun over there. He created an atmosphere of winning. That's why he can get a Chad Johnson and a Randy Moss to come from teams where they was cutting up at till you get to New England, and when you get there, you don't cut up. How is it that I was an all-F student, but I got over here and now I'm making all A's? How is it I was cutting up and I'm over here and now I'm on point? I'm an excellent student. It has something to do with culture because Bill Belichick does not play that. He is an eagle, and you're going to be an eagle when you come over here. I'm going to tap into that eagle. Randy Moss, you've been acting like a chicken, but there's an eagle in you because chickens can't play for New England. If you want to be a chicken, then you go to the Browns. That's who you play for, to the Cleveland Browns. Or the San Francisco 49. Or Green Bay. Or all them. No. Or Pittsburgh. Amen. Chickens. You get some teams to where when they're winning, Lisa, now I'm not going to say the names, but some teams, and I'm going to tell you, one commentator said this, I ain't going to say, we're not going to say the names. He said, it don't matter that they're winning because every year, he said, that it look good when they're winning because they're going to get to the playoffs and shoot themselves in the foot. That's what they do every year. So it doesn't matter. So they can win because even when they win, they losing because that's who they are. Who are you? See, sometimes you can have victories in your life. And even though you're winning, you feel like, man, eventually, that's self-sabotage. Eventually, I'm going to do something to blow it. Eventually, I'm going to throw an interception. Eventually, on this big stage, I know I'm winning now, but this is a moment. So I can't really embrace and know that a switch has been turned on. I'm just winning now, but there's been no true change in my life. So I'm winning, but I'm still losing. So even though the scoreboard reflects that I'm winning, there's something in me that hadn't been transformed. So even when I'm winning, I'm losing. So who are you? See, an eagle says that it don't matter about this little hit that I just got. Eagle said it really don't matter what they say. It really don't matter what's going on right now, because I'm not a slave to the right now. Y'all don't want to have no church. It don't matter about the scoreboard right now, because at the end of the day, we will win. At the end of the day, it is going to happen. Even if we lose this game, we're going to win the next game. Even if we lose the next game, some way, somehow, we're going to win, because that's what we do. That's the culture. Some people find a way to lose. Self-sabotage. Look at somebody and say self-sabotage. And self-sabotage people, that's those that's used to the familiarity. People like to be consistent. Time and time again, we even choose consistency over happiness. If you're used to being neglected, abused, ignored, exploited, or oddly comforting to keep putting yourself in that position, you've probably been there your whole life. And while you're not happy, listen to this. While you're not happy, the devil you know is preferable to the devil you don't. Let me say that again. You've probably been ignored, exploited, abused, but you're comfortable. And you keep putting yourself in these type of situations. Subconsciously, and sometimes consciously, you put yourself in these situations to be ignored and neglected and abused. You've probably been there your whole life. And while you're not happy to be there, the devil knows. The devil you know is preferable to the devil you don't know. So you'd rather be stuck because you know this rejection, you know this place. And I'm cool with being here, because it's when I step out, what if there's another devil out there when I step out that's worse than this devil of comfort? So I just be comfortable right here, right in this spot right here, because the devil I know is preferable to the devil I don't. We self-sabotage. Sometimes we simply push buttons. We pick a fight, incite drama. We get a rush when we do that. We do all things for a reason. Self-sabotage creates a familiar feeling of instability and chaos. Plus, if we're stuck at the bottom, we might as well yield some power while we're there. See, I've been here long enough, so it is what it is. I've been losing so long that I know that it's going, but y'all winning. It don't matter. I already know how this is going to end up, because how it's ended up so many other times. I'm going to say this, and we're going to move on. When many of us are given a compliment, our knee-jerk reaction is to immediately jump to how we didn't measure up or what we could have done better. These reactions, however, can be a negative effort on our self-confidence, our future career, and even our relationships. If you work hard on something, why dismiss any positive feedback that deservedly comes your way? When you learn to accept compliments, you gain the chance to see yourself as your peers do. And odds are your confidence will soar. I got to see myself and stop playing so small. Well, girl, them shoes tight. Well, girl, I ain't paid but $10 for them, Girl, you did an awesome job, girl. I put that thing together in 15 minutes. No, thank you. I appreciate that, because there needs to be something about your confidence that boosts you to the next place. Number 4, I got to be a finisher. In other words, I got to follow through. Follow through important, especially in business. If you make a commitment to someone or do something or deliver something, do it. Good business dictates that you'll follow through, especially in entrepreneurship and small businesses. I got to follow through. Follow through is one of the best ways to build credibility, earn trust, and establish yourself as a leader. Without follow through, your credibility is damaged. Your personal brand takes a hit, and your leadership will be questioned when you don't follow through. As a leader, whether in your own company or in the one you work for, follow through on your commitment is a do or die, and it makes or breaks the situation. You make a good first impression. You start off good, but you don't follow through. You meet them and you look good, you got your eagle suit on, and you talk a good talk, and they're impressed by you. But when you go home, you don't send a follow-up email. Or you send a follow-up email, but you don't follow back up with the next email. You get the deal, but you don't send a thank you. No, you don't follow through. So you started good, but you didn't finish. You started the year good, but you didn't finish. And some of us, that's our issue. We start off strong, but we don't finish strong. We start off good, but we don't finish good. And we stay stuck, Rod, because we're not finishers. And that's your spot, and that's your issue. Guys, I want you to be a finisher. You done got it started, you done got it rolling, but you somewhere along the line, you just get stuck in the middle because you're not a finisher. And I'll come back to it, but you never come back to it. And again, you take those withdrawals and because you don't finish anything. And you look at your closet, and you look at your car, and you look at your money, and you look at this, and you look at your goals. And this is, I did a good work when I look at from January to March, and I picked back up in June, and I picked back up a little bit in October, but I still never finished because now it's December, and in order for this thing to go through, in order for me to get to the next level, I need to finish what I started. I got to be a good finisher. Jacob was a good finisher. See, when the angel came to Jacob, or Jacob came to the angel, Jacob grabbed the hold to the angel, and Jacob started wrestling with the angel. But when things got rough, Jacob didn't let go of the angel. Y'all don't want to have no church today. Sometimes when things get tough, Chris, we let it go. Sometimes when things get difficult, we let it go. Sometimes when things get uncomfortable, we let it go and we don't finish. Terry, this out of my comfort zone, and this taking me to another place, and I'm uncomfortable when this taking me to this next place, and this comfortable place, this place of unfamiliarity, this place of uncharted waters, and I'm afraid, and so I'll just stay stuck right here. But Jacob said, I gotta finish strong. The Bible said that Jacob wrestled with the angel all night long, Lisa, until his name changed. He didn't wrestle with him until midnight. He didn't wrestle with him until 2 in the morning. He didn't wrestle with him until 10:30, Marcus. But he wrestled with him all night long until his name changed. He said, I'm going to start this thing, but I'm not just going to start this thing. I'm going to finish this thing. See, I need some momentum in my life because I've been a heel catcher. I've been a trickster. I've been a liar. I've been a thief. I've been taking folks' blessings. But now I done started something because this is how I create momentum. I get in the face of God. I get in the presence of God. I got to do some stuff that's uncomfortable. He did things uncomfortable. I'll live with my uncle and I'll be tricked for 20 years. I'll live in unfamiliar, uncomfortable territory because I know that I need something greater from God. I'll send everybody over to the other side. It doesn't matter. I got friends. I got loved ones. I got partners. I got people that's depending on me, but I'll send them over to the other side because I realize that if something significant is going to happen, I got to get in the face of God, and momentum got to take place. Momentum starts with God. God, I'm in your face. God, I need you, God. I need you right now. I need you to do something right now. And now God said, oh, you got my attention, but it's not enough to get his attention. The woman with the issue of blood got his attention. She crawled through the crowd. She climbed through the crowd. She was probably scratching and biting folks. She got his attention to where Jesus, with everybody that was around him, he looked at this woman and said, who touched me? You got to have a type of faith. You got to have a type of fight. You got to have a type of persistence. You got to have a type of grit. You got to have a type of hunger. You got to have a type of in you to where you get the attention of God. And some of us have gotten this attention. And now that you've gotten this attention, God, we started this. God, we started it. But it's not enough to start it. Now you got to finish what you started. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until you heal my body. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until you heal my finances. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until you give me my children back. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until the business, God, come to what it needs to be. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until the CD does what it needs to do. God, I'm not letting you go, God, until healing comes in my body. God, I'm not letting you go until you bless my soul. I started it and I'm going to finish it. He who began a good work in you, my God, God love a finisher. If he started it in you, he's going to finish it in you. And he's looking for finishers. I'm looking for somebody who can close this thing out. Jordan was a finisher.
Jordan didn't just get 40 points. He was a finisher. Tracy McGrady may have got 40 points, but he wasn't a finisher. Michael Jordan got 40 points, but it wasn't just about the 40 points that he got. It was at the end of the game, he finished the game. He finished it. Kobe Bryant was a finisher. Kevin Durant, there's a difference between starters. There's a difference between shooters and finishers. You got to be a finisher. In this walk with Jesus Christ, you got to be a finisher. It's not enough to start it. What I started, I'm going to finish with everything that God has given me. Come on and give God a hand clap of praise. Hallelujah. Come on, stand to your feet. Hallelujah. Look at somebody and say, I'm a finisher. 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 Jacob may not have known this about his life. That all of these years, I've been operating like a chicken. I didn't know that it was more in me. God changed my name from Jacob to Israel. And now I realize that there are not just descendants in me, but there's a nation in me. Y'all don't want to have no church. There's a nation in me. There's a whole nation in me. To where when you get the Israelites or the children of Israel, it came from Jacob's 12 sons or Israel's 12 sons. So all the tribes of Israel, Jesus, Paul, David, all came from the 12 tribes of Israel. So he was operating like a chicken, but not knowing that there was an eagle in him. He was living like a chicken. He was deceiving like a chicken, but there was a whole nation in him. Some of you are acting like a chicken when there's a whole nation in you. God said, I want to do greater in you. You see yourself like a chicken. You see yourself in a chicken coop. You see yourself only flying 13 feet high. But there's something I see. I see you soaring. I see you living. I see you being great. There's greatness in you. You are not a chicken, but you are an eagle. I want to tap into the eagle in you. I want to tap into the greatness in you. I want to tap into the Israel in you. There's an Israel in you, and you've been operating like Jacob, but there's an Israel in you, and I got to tap into the Israel in you, because greater is he that's in you than he that's in the world. Look at 2 Corinthians 2:9. It says, however, as it is written, what no eye has seen, what no ear has heard, and what no man has conceived, the things God has prepared for those who love him. In other words, he said you're living beneath your privileges. God got some things prepared for you, Lavera, prepared for you, Chris. He said, because you love me, your eyes hadn't seen it, your ears hadn't heard it, neither can you perceive the things that I got prepared for you. I am your God. I am your Lord. I'm the one, the changer of your name. Not just the changer of your name, the changer of your identity. There's greater in you. There is a nation within you. Maximize Israel. Maximize Israel. I am not Jacob anymore. I'm Israel. I'm not a fornicator anymore. I'm Israel. I'm not a deceiver anymore. I'm Israel. I don't care what I saw. I don't care what I was exposed to, because when I got in the presence of God, it doesn't matter what I saw. It doesn't matter what they said. It doesn't matter what I heard. I heard the voice of the Lord that said, your name has been changed. And that's all I needed to hear. That's all I needed to see. God has changed my name. He's changed my character in Jesus' name. Come on and give him a hand clap of praise. Hallelujah.